Hello friends, welcome to today's daily devotion. I'm Kerry Wood from the Goldston Methodist Church, and we are talking about entering into the story of God, particularly through Jesus Christ, who entered into the story of our world. Today our story takes us to the New Testament, to Paul's letter to the church in Philippi. I'm reading Philippians chapter 2, starting in verse 6 and reading through verse 11. Hear now these words. Jesus, who, being in very nature God, did not consider equality with God something to be used for his own advantage. Other translations will say something to be grasped. Rather, he made himself nothing by taking the very nature of a servant, being made in human likeness and being found in appearance as a man, he humbled himself by becoming obedient to death, even death on a cross. Therefore, God exalted him to the highest place and gave him the name that is above every name, that at the name of Jesus every knee should bow in heaven and on earth and under the earth, and every tongue acknowledge that Jesus Christ is the Lord, to the glory of God the Father. A couple of days ago, I described to you this idea of the song being an expression of our joy, and I even alluded to Isaac Watts' Joy to the World. Well, this passage from Philippians is kind of like the first century equivalent of Isaac Watts' Joy to the World. This is a song. Now, what's fun about Isaac Watts' backstory is that he grew up in a time where he thought all church music was boring and he hated it. And he was complaining, and finally his dad said, "Hey, son, if you don't like it, fix it." And so Isaac Watts ended up writing more than 700 hymns, many of which we still sing today, including, obviously, Joy to the World. But Paul is giving us the first century equivalent, the first century piece of singing about Jesus, and it's a marvelous song, for it is the great reversal of humanity. I've described before how the human aspiration is like an upward V, or the A without the crossbeam. We are striving to go up to get to God, but constantly failing and falling down. But here, this song gives us a better melody. Jesus starts at the top, and he's willing to move all the way down to the point of death, even as this song says, death on the cross. And therefore God exalts him and gives him the name above every name. And so the trajectory of Jesus is this way, whereas the striving of humanity is this way. Here's the beauty of this song. When we join Jesus this way, he lifts us up so we get where we want to go. My friends, this is why Jesus has entered into our story, to lift us up with him into the heavenly realms. So as you get ready for Christmas, I hope you're not afraid of heights. And I'll see you tomorrow for our next daily devotion.